Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahakana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vishvanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Haripriya वाञ्छकल्पतरुपश्च कृपासिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्री वसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming. So today we'll continue discussing the inquiries submitted by all of you from the previous classes. I'm still in the catch-up mode. And towards the end of the class, I will show you that with help from Sumnima, as well as with help from Dayamai Radha and Surbi Mataji from Toronto Temple, we have created a YouTube channel for all the recordings that we have for various scriptures, various classes. So I will show you all that, and I will also give you access to all of that. Towards the end of the class, we'll discuss that YouTube channel. Thanks again to Sumnima, Dayamai Radha, and Surbi Matajis. All right, let me bring up inquiries. Question number 1. Can you please explain about how Durga Devi is involved in the context of Krishna's childhood story that was discussed in class? Could you please point me to the verses that describe this? So the Shyam Sundar Krishna appeared as Mother Yashoda and Nand Maharaj's son, together with Durga Devi as the sister. Simultaneously, Vishnu form of Krishna appeared as son of Devaki and Vasudev in the prison house. So Vasudev, the father, brought the Vishnu form of Krishna to Nand Maharaj's home and took back Durga Devi to the prison house, the Kamsa's prison house. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, initial few chapters have discussion on the appearance of Krishna, which I have briefly described in earlier classes and right now. Does that answer the inquiry? So everybody should participate. Although one devotee is asking, I'm pretty sure questions are relevant for everyone. Question number 2. Did citizens of Dwarka, Vrindavan, have temples dedicated to any form of Krishna when he was present among us during the Mahabharata time? So Srimad Bhagavatam 12.3.52 describes that whatever result was obtained in Satya Yuga by meditating on Vishnu, meaning in Satyug, meditating on Vishnu was the process. In Treta Yuga, by performing sacrifices, and in Dwarpa Yuga, by serving the Lord's lotus feet, The same result can be obtained in Kali simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So during the Mahabharata time when Krishna was present among us, or at least visible, he is present always. That was Dwarpa Yuga. So the process during Dwarpa Yuga is to serve the lotus feet of the Lord. Therefore, all those who knew Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead tried to serve the Lord directly. I have not read in scriptures anywhere about temples during that time. Does that answer the inquiry? Question number 3. Was prostitution in ancient city of Dwarka, Vrindavan, Mathura, when Krishna was living there, an accepted profession by Krishna? Was it not condemned by God himself? So in one of the purports, Srila Prabhupada explained that they were in a wrong profession just by chance. So you all heard the discussion in Canto 1, Chapter 11, around verse number 19, that Srimad Bhagavatam and ISKCON is not promoting prostitution. Understand that material world is full of faults. Krishna did not want any one of us to come to material world to begin with. But I was very adamant. And Krishna does not interfere with our free will. Therefore, we all are here in this faulty material world. Does that answer the inquiry? All right. Question number 4. From Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24.45 and 46. I am confused about the explanation regarding the worshipable form of the Lord by Pancharatrika Vidhi or regulative principles applicable for a neophyte devotee like me. I am only able to worship the Lord in the form of Shri Shri Radha Krishna Vigraha as depicted in the ISKCON temples. This comes under Bhagavad Vidhi. But it is stated in the purport that no one can worship the Lord in the Bhagavad Vidhi without going through the Pancharatrika Vidhi or the regulative principles. So it will be very difficult. It will be extremely difficult for me to change the worshipable form of the Lord other than the form of Shri Shri Radha Krishna. Please guide. Very good inquiry. So we will read 4.24.45 and 46 again to understand what Prabhupada is explaining. So you can continue to worship Shri Shri Radha Krishna's Archa Vigraha form. What Srila Prabhupada has explained that even when neophyte is offering worship to Shri Shri Radha Krishna, the worship is actually accepted by Lakshmi Narayan, formed within Radha Krishna. Neophyte has to worship according to Pancharatrika Vidhi, means follow rules and regulations for purification. The worship of Shri Shri Radha Krishna is Bhagavad Vidhi, and Bhagavad Vidhi is for pure devotees like that of Rajvas. So we do not have to artificially jump to Bhagavad Vidhi. Just understand that in the neophyte stage, like how I am right now, yes, the Archa Vigraha form is of Radha Krishna, But because I am neophyte, because I am following Pancharatrika Vidhi, because I am following rules and regulations of worship, that worship is actually accepted by Lakshmi Narayan form of Krishna within the Radha Krishna form. Does that answer? And we'll soon read to understand.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, that means we can still imagine the Archa Vigraha in our mind while praying.
So you don't have to imagine, you have to visualize, right? We have discussed in Nectar of Devotion and Nectar of Enjoyment, not imagination. You can visualize Sri Sri Radha Krishna, that's okay. But still understand that because of me being a neophyte, even though I am visualizing and offering the worship and bhoga offering and everything to Sri Sri Radha Krishna's Archa Vigraha form, the acceptance is still by Lakshmi Narayan. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, all right.
Sumnima.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, what I've heard is here we're only allowed for neophyte devotees is Gaur Nitai. So is that related somewhere that since we don't have the enough, enough maybe bhakti or level to do Radha Krishna Vigraha, so we just do it for Gaur Nitai?
Yeah. So very good inquiry also that the ISKCON Sampradaya or the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya that we follow, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the authorized or the Archa Vigraha form recommended that we should worship. Similarly, if you follow in other universes the Rudra Sampradaya, in the Rudra Sampradaya, which is not there on this planet, in the other universe, Rudra Sampradaya is existing, led by Sadashiva. In the Rudra Sampradaya, the recommended form of worship is Bal Gopal. And similarly for us in the Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya that we follow in ISKCON, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the recommended form of worship because first, the standards of worship of Sri Sri Radha Krishna are very stringent. It's very easy to commit offenses, the Seva Aparadha. They are very stringent. Second, we know that between Radha and Krishna, Srimati Radharani is more merciful than Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a combined form of Radha and Krishna. He is even more merciful than Srimati Radharani. And Nityanand Prabhu is even more merciful than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if you worship Gaur Nitai in the neophyte stage, it's easier and better for your speedy progression because understand, we are bound to do mistakes. We don't have the qualification. So all that mistakes that we do during worship is not taken that seriously when you worship Gaur Nitai, Shri Gaur Nitai. Therefore, it is recommended and correctly recommended, what Sumnima pointed out. And many acharyas will tell you that. Almost all would tell you this, that worship Gaur Nitai. At your home, if you already have the forms of the Lord, then it's okay. But if you don't have, and if you are planning to get form of the Lord for your home temple, start with Gaurnitai. Very merciful forms. Sumnima, everybody?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
All right, so we'll go back to what I have on the screen, 4.24.20. Sorry, it should be 45 and 46. About the worship of Radha Krishna. So we'll read this and understand what Prabhupada is saying. Shreyanshi, you have a question?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's just people say that, like, if you're manifesting marriage, then you should like uh, do puja of certain like some like Radha Krishna ji, like for love or marriage, Lakshmi ji and Narayan ji. So what would you recommend in that case, like if somebody wants to
Yeah, ask for scriptural reference. Just because somebody is saying, why would I accept that? Right?
okay, Prabhuji.
Scriptures are the authority, not somebody and anybody and everybody. We have discussed this in Bhagavad Gita, that people follow according to fashion, tradition, logic, and mood, but these are lighthouses that themselves keep moving. So these cannot be the basis of decision making. Yes, logic is the most logical. Still, logic is subject to defects, and still logic is secondary. The primary decision is Shastram Vidim, scripture. So for us, scriptural reference, nowhere in scripture says what you just described, what whosoever must have described.
Yes,
Shreyanshi?
Prabhuji, could you please throw light on, according to scriptures, what should we do?
Yeah. So Shastram Vidim, it says according to scriptures. So you just follow what the duties of husband are according to scriptures and what the duties are of a wife according to scripture. So I did quote at our previous class the duties of a wife at least. Similarly, there are given duties about husband also. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14 is titled Ideal Householder, Ideal Household Life. And Narad Muni is speaking that chapter to Yudhishthir Maharaj, where Narad Muni describes that don't treat or don't see your family members as objects of sense gratification. Rather, see the family member as devotee, serve the family member as devotee of Krishna. And together with devotee family members, also serve Krishna. This way you will develop the spiritual taste, and the lower taste of wanting to enjoy at bodily level will automatically subside. Shreyanshi?
Okay, Prabhuji, so according to you, like Lakshmi Narayan is also recommended for doing puja if you're
Yeah, not according to me, according to Bhagavatam, right? The answer
Bhagavatam.
that I gave you for your questions, I quoted verses, right? I am not saying I am subject to defects. Shastram Vidim, if you read the end of chapter 16, the last two verses, say Shastram Vidim. So we have to follow what scriptures are saying. If I tell you something without scriptural reference, then you have to ignore. Shreyanshi?
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
All right, let's read. Going back to the question about worshipping Radha Krishna or not, or when I'm worshipping Radha Krishna's Archavikra form, it's Lakshmi Narayan accepting. So we'll reread Canto 4, Chapter 24, verses 45, 46. Priyanka, translation and first two paragraphs.
Hare Krishna, translation. The Lord's beauty resembles a dark cloud during the rainy season. As the rainfall glistens, his bodily features also glisten. Indeed, he is the sum total of all beauty. The Lord has 4 arms and an exquisitely beautiful face with eyes like lotus petals, a beautiful, highly raised nose, a mind attracting smile, a beautiful forehead, and equally beautiful and fully decorated ears. Purport. A- After after the scorching heat of the summer season, it is very pleasing to see dark clouds in the sky. As confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, okay, I'm going to skip the Sanskrit. The Lord wears a peacock feather in his hair, and his bodily complexion is just like a blackish cloud. The word Sundara or Snigdha means very pleasing. Kandarpa Koti Kamanya, Krishna's beauty is so pleasing that not even millions upon millions of cupids can compare to it. The Lord's form as Vishnu is decorated in all opulence. Therefore, Lord Shiva is trying to see that most opulent form of Narayana or Vishnu. Generally, the worship of the Lord begins with the worship of Narayana or Vishnu, whereas the worship of Lord Krishna and Radha is most confidential. Lord Narayana is worshipable by the Pancharatrika Vidhi or regulative principles, whereas Lord Krishna is worshipable by the Bhagavata Vidhi. No one can worship the Lord in the Bhagavat Vidhi without going through the regulations of the Pancharatrika Vidhi. Actually, neophyte devotees worship the Lord according to the Pancharatrika Vidhi or the regulative principles enjoined in the Narada Pancharatra. Radha Krishna cannot be approached by the neophyte devotees. Therefore, temple worship according to regulative principles is offered to Lakshmi Narayana. Although although there may be a Radha Krishna Vigraha or form, the worship of the neophyte devotees is acceptable as Lakshmi Narayana worship. Worship according to the Pancharatrika Vidhi is called Vidhi Marg, and worship according to the Bhagavat Vidhi principles is called Raga Marg. The principles of Raga Marg are especially meant for devotees who are elevated to the Vrindavana platform.
Okay, so we read so far that neophyte devotee has to worship according to Pancharatrika Vidhi. And Shri Radha Krishna cannot be approached by a neophyte devotee. So you have to change your mindset. Yes, the form is there of Radha Krishna. But in the Pancharatrika Vidhi, if you are in the mood of awe and reverence, if you are a neophyte, don't just go say, oh, Shri Radha Krishna, oh, he's my buddy. We already discussed this in Canto 10. Can you say, hey, buddy, how are you? No, we cannot. That's for Vrajvasis to say. So, although the Archa Vigraha form is of that of Shri Radha Krishna, but because I am a neophyte, because I am in the mood of awe and reverence, therefore understand that my worship is being accepted by Lakshmi Narayan within the Radha Krishna's Archa Vigraha form. And Bhagavat Vidhi is for Vrajvasi. So be very careful. Don't just use this as an excuse that it is very difficult to give up the attachment to Radha Krishna. And I'm not asking you to give up the attachment to Radha Krishna. It's actually very good. Just understand that if you are not pure devotee like that of Rajvas, like the gopis, the Mother Yashoda, Nand Maharaj, coward boys, then you are in the mood of awe and reverence. And that worship is accepted by Lakshmi Narayan. Priyanka, continue, second paragraph.
The inhabitants of Vrindavan, the gopis, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, the cowherd boys, the cows, and everyone else are actually on the Raga Marg or Bhagavata Marg platform. They participate in 5 basic rasas: Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, and Shanta. But although these 5 rasas are found in the Bhagavad Marg is specially meant for the Vatsalya and Madhurya, or parental and conjugal relationships. Yet there is the Vipralamba Sakhya, the higher fraternal worship of the Lord, especially enjoyed by the cowherd boys. Although there is friendship between Krishna and the cowherd boys, this friendship is different from the Aishwarya friendship between Krishna and Arjuna. When Arjuna saw the Vishwarupa, the gigantic universal form of the Lord, he was afraid for having treated Krishna as an ordinary friend. Therefore, he begged Krishna's pardon. However, the cowherd boys who are friends with Krishna in Vrindavan sometimes ride on the shoulders of Krishna. They treat Krishna equally, just as they treat one another, and they are never afraid of him, nor do they ever beg his pardon. Thus, in the Raga Marg or the Bhagavad Marg, friendship exists on a higher platform with Krishna, namely the platform of Vishwamba friendship. Parental friendship, parental service, and conjugal service are visible in the Vrindavan Raga Marg relationships. Hare Krishna.
Does that answer the inquiry?
Yes,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji. That
Path
was
Prabhu,
not
go
my
ahead.
question. Sorry.
Path Prabhu.
actually, in my mind, while I am going to temple, I am seeing Radha Krishna Vigraha. Then I will see in that form only, no?
You are correct. And I say continue that. Simultaneously understand that if you are a neophyte, if you are in the mood of awe and reverence, then your worship is accepted by Lakshmi Narayan within the Archa Vigraha form of Shri Shri Radha Krishna. That's what you have to understand. You don't have to change. You have to understand the situation. That's what I'm explaining. And that's what Prabhupada explained also.
All right. Thank you.
Prabhuji, one query. Sorry.
Yeah.
What verse was that? Like, I skipped that screenshot.
What we just read,
Yes, I just
Canto
note down.
4,
Thank you.
Canto 4, chapter 24, verse 45 and 46.
Thank you.
Everybody on the same page? Kunal?
So probably what I understood was like there are two things like Raganuga Bhakti and then there is Vaidhi Bhakti. So Raganuga Bhakti means I offer my prayers to Radha and Krishna, saying that okay, they are my friend, they are lover, and whatever relationship we want to build.
That's
And then
not
there is
Raganuga. Okay, that's not Raganuga.
yeah, I'm trying to confirm my understanding. Then that's my question. So and then Vaidhi Bhakti is like following the process, following the mantras.
Okay,
So
okay, let me stop you. Let me clarify. So in the other batch, from 8th of March, Nectar of Devotion revision is going to happen. So all of you should try to attend the Nectar of Devotion, and I will explain what Kunal Prabhu is inquiring about Raga Nuga. So Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti are both Sadhana Bhakti. Both are Sadhana Bhakti, understand? Right? They are not elevated. Yes, Raganuga is quite elevated, but not pure devotion. If you don't read Prabhupada's books, many will think Raganuga to be pure devotion, but Raganuga is still sadhana bhakti. Yes, it is still spontaneous. It is still better than Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Vaidhi sadhana bhakti is following rules and regulations, versus Raganuga is having a little spontaneous. It still is sadhana bhakti. Kunal, clear that point?
yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
So now ask your question or you clarify what you understood properly.
Yeah, both are sadhana bhakti. Uh, but my question was like when we go in front of the Lord, like Parth Prabhu was asking, like we see Radha and Krishna, and whatever you imagine, you can imagine over there. But then when we follow the rules and process, that is a different kind of bhakti. That's a different process.
Yeah.
And I think what
So
Srila Prabhupada is recommending is the Vaidhi process because we are not like Vrindavan Brajvasis.
correct. So Prabhupada is definitely recommending to follow Vaidhi process, whether it be Vaidhi sadhana bhakti or Raganuga sadhana bhakti. And yes, we have to come to pure devotion, but we don't have to artificially jump to pure devotion saying, oh, Radha Krishna is my buddy. Well, no, he's not your buddy, right? Don't have that mindset. If you are in awe and reverence, have that respect. So next time you go take darshan with this visual, what Prabhupada has explained, that you are visualizing Shri Radhakrishna, which is very good. And both Path Prabhu and Kunal Prabhu said, imagine. You are not imagining. Visualize. Imagine is not correct, but you visualize or have that impression in your mind and you visualize, that's proper. Imagination, no. We have discussed this at great length in Nectar of Instruction. And when you take darshan this way, oh, with awe and reverence, I bow down to you, you will get goosebumps. Or at least you should, or you can try that way. Everybody, so next time you go, you will try to follow the appropriate awe and reverence when you take darshan of Shri Radha Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one query. What is the difference? Like, it's a bit of a confusion. What is the difference between Sri Krishna and Vishnu? Because,
So they are different personalities, they have different roles.
okay.
So Vishnu largely has the creation, maintenance, destruction role for the material universes. So there are different personalities. Vishnu is the first manifestation for the creation part. Follow me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So from 8th of March, a couple Sundays away, at batch 3 and 4, Nectar of Devotion revision is starting. All of you should attend. So in this batch, we completed Nectar of Devotion. We did not do the revision. We agreed that when the revision will happen in other batches, you will attend that. So Nectar of Devotion revision is coming up. Try to attend. You should try to present Nectar of Devotion. At least Ritu is scheduled for Nectar of Devotion presentation in batch 3 and 4. So I have the schedule on the screen for the Nectar of Devotion presentation starting from 8th of March. So you'll see Ritu is at least scheduled. So this was, the Nectar of Devotion was scheduled earlier and then we switched the schedule to revising, coming back to Canto 2. So you all can attend or at least listen to the recording so that our understanding is solidified. Everybody can do that, please.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right. Question number 5. If all Vrajvasis were in Dwarka, then did the gopis also come? Why did they then feel the strong separation from Krishna? So all Vrajvasis, including gopis, were transferred to Dwarka. For the separation part in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, around chapter 29, the Ras Leela chapters, there are a few chapters there. Krishna disappeared from the vision of the gopis. Hence, the gopis felt separation. Of course, this was to enhance their devotion, but you have to understand according to the context. Does that answer the inquiry? Question number 6. What is the significance of comparing Dwarka with Nagaloka in Bhagavatam 1.11.11. So Dwarka is not compared to Nagaloka. Rather, comparison is like an analogy that just as Nagaloka is protected by Nagas, similarly, Dwarka is protected by the descendants of Vrishni. So I will bring up 1.11.1 on the screen, and we will read the translation to understand. Remya 1.11.11 translation.
Hare Krishna. As Bhogavati, the capital of Nagaloka, is protected by the Nagas, so was Dwarka protected by the descendants of Vrishni, Bhoja, Madhu, Dasarha, Arha, Kukura, Andaka, etc., who were as strong as Lord Krishna.
Right, so it's a comparison done as an analogy that just as Nagaloka is protected, similarly Dwarka is also protected by descendants of Vrishni. Does that answer the inquiry? All right. Question number 7. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.19. Well, the reference should be 1.11.19. It is better that prostitutes be available in the marketplace so that sanctity of society can be maintained. It is better to maintain a class of prostitutes than to encourage prostitutes within society. Is this not also reflecting demoniac propensities or qualities in the society at that time, just like in modern civilization? Or perhaps maybe in those times, depending on how pious the king was, there was still an opportunity for these people to follow a path of devotion, unlike in modern times. So correct point that during earlier Yuga, pious king would make it possible for all to reform themselves. While right now, everyone is just focused on getting what they want at the expense of others and not caring for others. So we already discussed earlier for the prostitution question that material world is a place of misery, is full of faults. So these people were in the wrong profession just by chance, but they still have a chance to reform themselves because of devotee kings as the rulers. Does that answer the inquiry? Last question in the sequence, and then I will open another set of questions. Question number 8. Why was Lord Baldev neutral in Kurukshetra war, and why was he in favor of Duryodhana? So both Duryodhana and Bhima were students of Lord Balram. Therefore, he stayed out of the war. Of course, there were other relatives on both sides also. Now, between Duryodhana and Bhima, Duryodhana was Lord Balram's favorite. Hence, he had that little inclination towards Duryodhana. Does that answer the inquiry?
Prabhuji, one follow-up question. But Duryodhan is also very selfish, and when Krishna went to negotiate, um, 5 villages, like they just wanted a few of. So what is there any reference in scripture where, like, when Krishna approached them and Duryodhan said no, then what did Baldev said? Do we have that side of picture?
So scriptures have this discussion about uh, Krishna going as Shantidut and Duryodhan refusing. And it will come up in Canto 1 that Duryodhan refusing the 5 villages and not wanting peace is the real cause of the Kurukshetra war. But there is no discussion about what Lord Balram did at that point. There was no such conversation because Lord Balram did not go as Shantidut. It was Krishna alone who went as Shantidut. Sure, ji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Everybody on the same page? All right, I will open next set of inquiries and the count will again start from 1 because that's how it was from the next class that you all submitted. Question number 1. If the womb is such a horrible place, why do Krishna devotees still want to conceive? So we have discussed this in Bhagavad Gita 11.28 with the analogy of a river, and in Bhagavad Gita 11.29 the analogy of a moth rushing to fire. That life and death of devotee in material world is not the same as that of materialistic people. Now devotees who are not yet pure devotee, hence devotees will have some desires. Simultaneously, devotee lives in the material world to purify. Therefore, devotees procreate in Krishna conscious way so as to invite a devotee soul in the womb. The soul is anyway destined to come to the material world. Hence, it is better for the soul to be in the devotee family. Now, the question is about why do Krishna devotees conceive? So, understand the process, the Garbhadan Samskar process that the devotees go through before conceiving, that to invite Krishna conscious soul in the womb, before procreation, both husband and wife have to chant at least 50 rounds of japa, 50 rounds of japa on that day before procreating. So you can understand that this is an austere way of procreation. It's not for enjoyment, like how what materialistic people do, like engage in relationship like cats and dogs. Does that answer the inquiry? Question number 2. It was mentioned that Krishna, when he was on earth as a person, had feelings. How did he manage that with the relationship with his queens? Yes, Krishna also has feelings always, not just when he was present during Mahabharata time. And we all have feelings because we come from Krishna and Krishna has feelings. Therefore, we have feelings. Simultaneously, Krishna is 100% renounced. From the 6 opulences, one is 100% renounced. Now, I personally have never understood this 100% renounced quality of Krishna. That how can Krishna be 100% renounced? Although there is a lot of discussion on this in Bhagavatam. Now, discussion around Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 11, verse number 36 that you heard at the previous class, that Krishna is not immoral. is that Krishna was not attracted by artificial gestures by the queens. Rather, only pure devotional service attracted Krishna's senses. The so many queens are to give pleasure to Krishna in different rasas. Hence, his relationship was unique with each queen, and this is how he expressed his feelings in different relationships. Does that answer the inquiry? Everybody is very silent, okay? Question number 3. If a pure devotee falls down, is it because of some action from his past karma? Also in 1.11.38, it is mentioned that the Lord, being merciful, protects such devotees. In this case, do they suffer no consequences of falling down, even if it was accidental? Offenses against Krishna and or Krishna's devotees is the only reason for a devotee to fall down from exalted level. We have to understand that there are consequences for our actions. Otherwise, we will never be careful. A devotee has some suffering one way or the other for offending Krishna and or Krishna's devotees. Therefore, we have to be very careful not to offend. Just as in material world, ignorance of law is not a valid excuse in court of law. Similarly, ignorance of material nature laws is not a valid excuse. You will soon hear in upcoming class that Dhritarashtra attained perfection following Ashtanga Yoga. But because of his offenses against the Pandavas, hence Dhritarashtra did not achieve the highest destination. Does that answer the inquiry? Okay. Question number 4. Could Maharaj Parikshit see Lord Krishna at the time of his death? Parikshit Maharaj is a pure devotee. It is not just at the time of death, rather, Parikshit Maharaj saw Krishna in the womb while taking birth as well as throughout his life. Question number 5. Could you please briefly describe the Pancharatrika system? So all the rules and regulations that we follow, say in offering bhoga offerings, worshipping, etc., all these rules and regulations are part of the Pancharatrika system. And there are humongous volume of rules. We only follow few. Panch means 5 and Ratrika means night. So these rules were explained over 5 nights, hence the name Pancharatrika. Everybody on the same page? Thank you. Question number 6. What does the word samskar mean? In Bhagavatam 1.12.14, the samskars mentioned are related to childbirth. Are there samskars outside of this that are performed too? What are they? So samskar means impressions. There are few samskars to follow related to childbirth. Now, I am not an expert on this elevated subject matter. At some point, we can ask our Siksha Guru, His Grace Bhakti Yoga Prabhu, on the various samskars. I know for sure that His Grace Bhakti Yoga Prabhu definitely knows the various samskars. He has helped other devotees to follow the samskars. So one of the samskar to follow to invite Krishna conscious soul in the womb is that before procreation, both husband and wife have to chant at least 50 rounds of japa in one day. 50 rounds. And if a devotee comes to know the samskar after the devotee is already pregnant, then the devotee can try to read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna book as much as is possible. Now we have a live example. Ramya is present among us virtually right now. Ramya is the live example for this samskar that Ramya, she was already pregnant when she found out about the samskar to follow. So Ramya regularly, almost every day, read Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book while she was pregnant, as well as while Ramya was at the hospital about to deliver the baby, up to that last minute, she heard my spiritual master, His Grace Vaisheshika Das Adhikari's live Srimad Bhagavatam lecture over the phone. It just so happened that my spiritual master was in Toronto when Ramya had to go to hospital to deliver. And you can see the result live that Ramya's son, my dear Keshav, is engaged in Krishna conscious activities from the very beginning. It's a live, you can see the result live for following the samskars. Of course, there are a lot many samskar to follow, and as I said, I'm not an expert. Does that answer the inquiry?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was the mercy of you and all the devotees that I was able to appear at that time.
Very good. It was your endeavor. It was Keshav's, your son Keshav's devotional credits that all led to you following the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book, etc. reading every day, almost every day. Question number 7. Kripacharya helped kill Abhimanyu. However, he was entrusted with the responsibility of protecting and taking care of Parikshit Maharaj. How could the Pandavas forgive him? Was he not as big a sinner as the Kauravas who plotted against and killed Abhimanyu? Understand that during Kurukshetra war, very few individuals did not die. Hence, there was almost no one left with historical knowledge. So yes, he might have been wrong. Not might, he was wrong. But now Yudhishthir as a devotee king, Yudhishthir would use whatever leftover help is available. There was nobody left after the Kurukshetra war. Does that answer the inquiry? Everybody is very silent. Do I need to play the critter sound today?
Yes, Prabhu.
Question number 8. Why did Parikshit Maharaj get cursed by a Brahmana's son in the first place? And are curses still so powerful in Kali Yuga? If yes, then how does one get away with it? So in upcoming chapters in Canto 1, there is detailed discussion coming up very, very soon as to why Parikshit Maharaj got cursed. So I will let that chapter discussion to happen on its own for the answer. Now, curses by Brahmanas are powerful. But in Kali Yuga, there are no Brahmanas with that sort of power. This does not mean we should disrespect Brahmanas. Bhagavatam discusses at great length that we should be very careful in treating Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and devotees properly, nicely. If you cannot respect, at least do not disrespect. Very important. In terms of the solution, in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.2.27, Srila Prabhupada says, devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord are always peaceful. So nobody curses them and they don't curse anybody. They are always peaceful. So we'll read 4.2.27 to understand the solution that Prabhupada has given. I'll bring up on screen. Path Prabhu will read 4.2.27 translation and purport. Path Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just 1 minute. Go to 27 translation. When all the hereditary Brahmanas were thus cursed by Nandisvara, the sage Vrigu, as reaction, condemned the followers of Lord Shiva with this very strong Brahminical curse. The word Duratta is particularly used in reference to a Brahmadanda or curse by a Brahmana. A curse by a Brahmana is very strong, therefore it is called Duratta or insurmountable. As the Lord states in Bhagavad Gita, the stringent laws of nature are insurmountable. Similarly, if a curse is uttered by a Brahmana, that curse is also insurmountable. But Bhagavad Gita also says that the curse of benediction of the material world are, after all, material creation. The Chaitanya Charitamrita confirms that which is accepted in this material world to be a benediction and that which is taken to be a curse are both on the same platform because they are material. To get out of this material contamination, one should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as recommended in Bhagavad Gita 7.14. Mam eva ye parapadayante mayam etam tarani taranti te. The best path is to transcend all material curse and benediction and take shelter of the Supreme Lord Krishna and remain in a transcendental position. Persons who have taken shelter of Krishna are always peaceful. They are never cursed by anyone, nor do they attempt to curse anyone. That is transcendental position. Hare Krishna.
Does that answer the inquiry?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. Question number 9. Can you please describe horse sacrifice, meaning Ashwamedh Yajna? So horse sacrifice or Ashwamedh Yajna is not that the horse is sacrificed in the fire. Rather, as part of the yajna, horse is set to roam around freely, and the army of a king follows this yajna horse. And whichever territory the horse roams to, the king of that territory can voluntarily accept as being subordinate to the army of the king or fight the army. Example, say Yudhishthir's army will follow the yajna horse, and a king of a territory where the yajna horse roams into can accept Yudhishthir as a king of the world, including this king's territory, or this king can fight with Yudhishthir's army. Does that answer the inquiry?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So I do have more questions to answer, but they were submitted a little late and I did not have enough time to prepare for those questions. So I won't give a half-hearted answer. I will answer the rest of the questions after question number 9 in subsequent classes. So what I will describe now is that last class, we shared a link that Sumnima has created the app for questions on Bhagavatam to keep all of us occupied. So as each chapters get completed, Sumnima will keep opening up questions so you all can follow. So today definitely you have a lot of time on your hand. So you should follow. I will definitely send next recording to listen to. And you can try to complete whatever is possible and complete the spiritual endeavor also as soon as is possible. The last thing for today, I'm going to show you the YouTube channel that we have created with help from Sumnima, as well as help from Dayamai Radha and Surbi Mataji's from the temple. Some of you would know Dayamai Radha as Debbie or Debbija. So I'm going to give you access to all of you for this channel. It's already a public channel. So if you look on the top left, this channel name is Spiritual Books Ram Vilas Das, my name. how we have laid out is by the playlist is by the various topics. And it's still work in progress. It's a humongous effort for me to upload as well as for Sumnima and Surbi Mataji's to upload. So you can expand the rows to more. So more will get revealed here. Now, right now in YouTube, this playlist cannot be sorted alphabetically. So you'll just have to search using the filter here. So far, whatever is there is the Bhagavad Gita classes that we have for batch 6 and 7, then Canto 3, Canto 4 revision in brief, Canto 3 revision, and devotees who have done a bigger Bhagavatam presentation in batch 1 and 2. And this bigger Bhagavatam presentation for batch 3 and 4 is coming up very, very soon. So at least Ramya should attend that bigger Bhagavatam presentation, and all of you are welcome to attend. Ramya being because she has to join the Bhakti Vaibhav course, where that bigger Bhagavatam presentation is a mandatory task for your completion of Bhakti Vaibhav. So you should attend. I mean, there are recordings here for devotees from batch 1 and 2 who have already done these presentations. The Canto 4, the Ekadashi recording that I sent you during holidays, the Bhoga offering, the Sanskrit, everything is there in one place under different playlist. The Ishopanishad revision is coming up, so therefore it's right now 0 recordings in here. Shishopanishad is there, Nectar of Devotion. Nectar of Devotion revision is coming up. As I said that from March 8 at batch 3 and 4, the Nectar of Devotion revision is happening. So you all should attend or even try to present or at least listen to the recording. So batch 3 and 4 classes are Toronto time, Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. just before this batch 5 classes. So a Canto 1 inquiry. So right now, whatever inquiries we are having our live classes, they get posted here under Canto 1 inquiries for your this batch 5. Similarly, everything is getting posted here very, very soon as we speak. Uploading one at a time. It's a humongous task to set up because I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of recordings for all batches across so many years, across so many scriptures. And each recording after upload, you have to do click, 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 click for so many clicks to set it up. So you can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you so desire. I will anyway give you access because you all are owners of this database. Everything is not what I have talked. You all are part of whatever is getting uploaded here. So you can definitely subscribe through the public by looking up on YouTube the Spiritual Books Ram Vilas Das. And of course, I will send you a link as the owner of a channel in the view mode. Your view may be slightly different than what you are seeing on screen from my view. Now, don't get overwhelmed with what you will see on YouTube. It's a humongous minefield. Just follow your structured process. And whatever you have to look up at some time, it's available on your fingertips. Now, for example, you can expand your preaching endeavor using the YouTube that we have on the screen. For example, Bhagavad Gita, you click Bhagavad Gita and you click videos from the left side, and all videos are listed in sequential order, 1, 2, 3, all the way. So these are batch 6 and 7 class recordings. So far, 19 Surbi Mataji is in process of uploading as we speak. So some devotee may come to you and say, I don't understand Bhagavad Gita. So you hover over to class recording number 1, click the 3 dots, get the shareable link, and give that recording to our new devotee. You use this YouTube platform for preaching endeavor, for your preaching. And just keep expanding. This can become a humongous preaching opportunity for all of you. And we also have Bhagavad Gita revisions. So in batch 6 and 7, Bhagavad Gita revision is happening. Or say if you want to revise Bhagavad Gita, so we have Bhagavad Gita revision in brief as one of the playlist. Click videos and you have Bhagavad Gita revisions, 2 chapters at a time, all in one place. Just click here and just review whenever you have to review. And everything, even in Bhagavatam, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Shishopanjat, everything is coming up as we speak. You can see the count of videos. There are few here. There are hundreds and hundreds more coming up little by little as we speak. Questions, comments, realizations?
Prabhuji, it's a big task and it will be really helpful for everybody.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. For the last 2 to 3 weeks or more, every single day, 48 hours that I have every day. Yes, I said 48 hours. It's been a humongous task to set it up. Although Sumnima is also doing few things. Surabhi Mataji is also uploading few. It's definitely a humongous task and is still work in progress. And you are correct. It's beneficial for everyone. So you also recall that the past Zoom recordings have that glitch that you cannot play on the phone. That glitch gets resolved that if you click the link, you can just play on any device, including your cell phone. It's an additional benefit. Amen.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Really helpful to see this. I just wanted to check, like, if you give like a numbering format, like Bhagavad Gita as one, and then chapter as another, like 1.1, and then like the class as 1.1.1 or 1.1.2, and then go like ABC if you have multiple recordings for the same section, something like that. Would it help sort the
So sorting is not possible at all for the playlist, right? It is not possible at all. When you click on Bhagavad Gita playlist, you click on videos, they are already in numerical order, as well as the naming convention also has this is for batch 6 BG class 1 and then overview, then introduction, then chapter 1. So the naming convention is rock solid and it already gives you what Ramya you were describing. But the playlist on itself, that feature of sorting does not exist in YouTube right now.
Okay. Thank you,
But
Prabhuji.
when you click into the playlist, it's already there in sequential order.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Rest of you, questions, comments, realizations?
So if you need any help to upload, like if there are many videos, you can let me know. I can.
Yeah, you are. Thank you, Kunal Prabhu, for your spontaneous desire for devotional service. Mayank Prabhu from other batch also offered his same spontaneous service, but I cannot do beyond what I am doing. Like I am only single and I have these recordings in one place. I am already swamped. So for me to give recordings to Sumnima and to give recordings to Surbi Mataji is already, my 48 hours every day is already fully occupied in that. I can't do anything more. So yes, it's very good that you are offering for help, but it's beyond my 48 hours.
Okay, maybe 48 hours to just send the videos.
It's not 48 hours. So what I'm trying to explain is it's a humongous
Okay.
effort.
Okay.
Right? I work 9 to 5 every day. I do all these classes. I have to do my sadhana and simultaneously I have to do all these recording. Now, all these recordings are there on multiple computers at my place. Of course, they are very nicely organized. Still, to upload from my computer to somebody else and then other one to upload. It just is too much. I can only do so many tasks. And it's a humongous task to upload. Sumnima can validate. Sumnima has also uploaded so many of them already. Sumnima, you want to share something?
Hare Krishna. Yes, it does take time, but then again, it's all on Prabhuji's end, so that's all. Like we can't do much help either. So
Yeah.
having it all in Prabhuji's computer.
Yeah. Yeah, you are correct. You can call me as the bottleneck. But we are trying to get everything uploaded very, very soon. Thank you, Kunal Prabhu. We'll keep in mind when required help.
Yeah,
So,
Prabhuji, thank you.
so you all will get a notification from YouTube to accept as the owner in the read-only mode. So do your part to upload or to accept. Now, Sumnima has correctly pointed out in the chat that when you click on YouTube, YouTube by default has a lot of distractions. So you can install from the link what Sumnima has posted in the chat. You can install this additional app which blocks those other things that YouTube wants you to go and follow and blocks unnecessary things. So try to install what Sumnima has posted in the chat. Thank you, Sumnima. That way that YouTube becomes little less distracting, only focus on what you have. Now do understand that I had originally asked all of you to delete YouTube, but here we are using YouTube specifically for spiritual purposes only. Therefore, the Sumnima's little app you can install will help that YouTube does not distract you from anything and everything. Questions, comments, realizations? So everybody can please expand the YouTube by using it for your own preaching. This will balloon into a massive preaching opportunity. All right, I don't have anything more to discuss today. Any questions, comments, realizations before we end for the day? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.